This is a blog about Mortal Instruments Graphic Novel 1, Graphic Novel 2, Mortal Instruments, Clockwork Prince. The books are overtaking! Hello guys, I am back for another book review, and this week I am doing Clockwork Angel. I just adore this book series. It is incredible and magical, and I like it more than Mortal Instruments because, which I know I'm gonna get, a lot of hate comments. Yeah, it's the prequel to Mortal Instruments. It's called Infernal Devices. And there's 3 books, so let me show you the covers. This one's Clockwork Angel, and then Clockwork Prince is the next book, and then Clockwork Princess, and they're all beautiful covers if you can see them. They're just so gorgeous, and I just adore this series. Also, fun fact, there is manga, so you can buy the manga. Let's see here, this one's number 1. So we have Infernal Devices. I guess graphic novels, I don't know whatever you want to call them because they're like in the Japanese art style, which is fantastic. And if you can see behind me, I'm kind of an obsessive anime and manga fan. So we have here Infernal Devices, and I have 3 of the graphic novels. I'm not sure if there's another graphic novel or not coming out. Probably, I think there is. But for those of you who are familiar with the Mortal Instrument series by Cassandra Clare, this would be her prequel series. What I love about this book is that all of the characters are somehow related to the characters in the Mortal Instrument. So it's all of like these guys as ancestors. All right, so this story actually takes place in like 1878 in London. So that's even cooler because I mean, you're getting all of these guys as ancestors in 1878 London. So there's gonna be kind of 2 storylines going on when the book starts in this book that you should read. The first one is you're going to have Will Herondale, I know, and then James Cassandra, who are gonna find a murdered young female with a dagger, and this dagger is important for later on in the story. As well, another storyline that's going on is 16-year-old Tessa Gray, who is going to move across the ocean to meet her brother, who sent her a letter, and he's like, come live with me, it's fabulous in London in 1878. So she goes, and when she gets to the docks, he's not there, and instead, the Dark Sisters are there, which, surprise, surprise, they're not good people. I mean, their names are Miss Black and Mrs. Dark, Mrs. Black and Mrs. Dark. So obviously if someone picked me up at the docks and their names were that and they said, oh, your brother says come with us, I would totally go with them because that sounds safe and legit. So let's think about that one. Turns out that Tessa is a very wanted individual. She goes willingly with them, and then they hold her captive because people named Mrs. Black and Mrs. Dark are so trustworthy. So Tessa is now being held captive by them, just so evil, and they want her to be like married off to this guy named the Magister who wants her, and you're kind of like, well, why would you just want this random 16-year-old girl? Turns out she's got powers. She can change into like any person, dead or alive. So she's some kind of like downworlder. We're not really sure what she is exactly, but she has some kind of cool magical abilities, which is awesome. So they start like having her practice all the time, trying to change into people. Remember how I said there were 2 storylines going on? And we've got Will Herondale and James Cassandra who find that dagger. Well, this comes into play because Tessa, while being captive for the Dark Sisters, does turn into the young female that they found that was murdered, and it's kind of cool because she can access memories and things like that and kind of take on the persona. So that becomes an important story plot point. So she's being held captive here, and eventually the Shadow Hunters like break in, and they didn't mean to find her, but they did. They were there for other reasons, like insane reasons. So they're gonna find her, and she's gonna end up taking refuge with the Shadow Hunters. And from there, it's like this ongoing overall arcing mystery that's like also going on that I just can't really say because it'll just give away the entire book, and it's so cool. Tessa is just so cool. You always want your main character to be like bad arse, I won't say a bad word. You want her to be really cool and strong and fun, and she's just a really strong and brave character. I really like her, and her relationship with the Shadow Hunters once she takes refuge in their like layer. It's just really cool because there's going to be a lot more other characters and you're going to get to see all those interactions between them. So the overarching like theme of the story is like protecting the Nephilim and protecting the world from the evil and the demons, and there's something going on with this Magister who wants to marry Tessa for her powers. There's also this whole like storyline about the Pendulum Club? Pandemonium Club? The Pandemonium Club. So there's this whole storyline about the Pandemonium Club, and what is it? So like the whole story is, what is the Pandemonium Club? Why does the Magister want Tessa? Where's Tessa's brother? And like, what is all this shady business going on in the background? So Tessa is taking refuge with the Shadowhunters, and she's like, look, help me find my brother, because we still don't really know what happened to him. He just like sent this letter to me at the dock that said, go with the Dark Sisters. So the Shadowhunters are gonna be like, we'll help you if you help us with your powers. So that kind of becomes a deal as they, you know, go on fighting demons and protecting the world from evil beings. Also too, Magnus is going to make an appearance. So that's something to be excited about if you are a fan of Mortal Instruments and a big Magnus fan, because he's immortal. He's gonna appear, he's gonna be there. Of course, there's a nice love triangle. There's a character named Jem, and there is also Will, who's the one who finds her when she's with the Dark Sisters. So that's gonna be a fun storyline as well. I just wanna be a shadow hunter. So if you wanna be a shadow hunter, also subscribe, click that link below, read this book, 5 out of 5 stars. I recommend this book for anybody in high school. I think definitely high school level could read this book. Young adults, anybody. It's such a popular book. The original Mortal Instruments series was made into a movie that didn't do so well, and it's now being made into a TV show, I think on like ABC Family. So that's kind of exciting and gives me hope that maybe like somehow they'll make this into a TV show or movie, or like this will play into the storyline on the TV show, because it is seriously what made me fall in love, even like just made me fall in love with the series, the whole Mortal Instruments series, all of it. I think this one is great. Read it, 5 out of 5 stars. Get off my YouTube channel after you subscribe and read this book. Bye guys. I don't know, I don't make any sense, but I just love the series.